Okay.
So, by the way, before we do the evening nugget, I believe we have some new faces in the room this morning, and I'm going to invite anyone who is new with us this morning to just quickly unmute. Uh, Tell us who you are, your name, and who invited you. This is the Momentum Morning Atomy Momentum Morning, and we come here to inspire and encourage and motivate each other. We talk about the products, and the bottom line is we are here to help everyone win. If you're a customer, we help you to understand the products, and if you are a business owner, we help you to build your business. So if you're new on the call, quickly just unmute. Who invited you, who you are, and then we're going to move into our show this morning.
Okay.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Yes, we have no one.
Okay.
Well, you can always chime in later if you have a question, whenever you feel comfy. So go ahead, Mr. CJ. Let's go into the company motto. Mr. CJ, you want to get rolling? Did we lose him? CJ? Okay, guess we lost him. Well, let's go into our company motto.
Cherish the spirit.
Yes.
Create the vision.
Follow the
Faith.
serve in
Serve
right.
in humility.
And serve in humility.
A job.
You didn't say that again.
I'm sorry,
No.
Miss
I said let's start again. In order.
Oh, let's start again.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to start again? Okay, after three.
Yep. Okay.
1,
2, 3.
Cherish
the
the spirit.
Create
the vision.
Follow the faith.
Serve
Serve in
in
humility. A
job.
Yay.
Yeah.
And remember the serve and humility part.
Yeah.
Yep. The whole thing. I loved it. The spirit, mind, faith, humility. Yep. So we'll just go into our company profile 20.
We are Atomy. Atomy, which has been growing ever since its establishment in 2009, is a global network marketing company with a presence across the globe. Atomy's #1 goal of going beyond customer satisfaction to customer success continues to be its top priority to this day. Providing good quality products at reasonable prices, Atomy's competitiveness lies in the nature of distribution. The absolute quality and absolute price product philosophy that Atomy has practiced since its inception is included in all of its products, such as health functional foods, beauty, living, food, fashion, home appliances, and more. Atomy Hemohim surpassed 2 trillion Korean won in cumulative sales, ranked #1 in domestic health functional food exports. Developed as part of a national project by the Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute, Hemohim holds 23 international patents and made history in 2023 by being the first in the country to offer dual health benefits, immune boost, and fatigue relief. Absolute Skincare, a flagship product, has surpassed 1 trillion Korean won in cumulative sales. It received the King Sejong Award from the Korean Intellectual Property Office, a first in cosmetics, and was named a world-class product for next generation by the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. Atomy prioritizes customers, earning customer-centered management certification for 3 consecutive years, a rare industry feat. Since opening its U.S. branch in 2010, Atomy has grown into a global hub, linking producers and consumers worldwide through 27 branches in Asia, South America, Oceania, and Europe. Atomy products have proven overwhelmingly popular in international markets, achieving the top export ranking for health functional foods and over-the-counter medications. Following the $300 million Export Tower Award, the company reached cumulative exports of $1.8 billion in 2024. After launching its EU branch, Atomy plans to expand globally, focusing on Africa, Central and South America, and other emerging markets. Atomy's GSGS strategy, which stands for Global Sourcing, Global Sales, allows the supply of products that align with the absolute quality and absolute price philosophy through Atomy's global sales network. Atomy's Success System, in which the company runs all seminars, allows any member to succeed regardless of individual ability. This is the driving force behind Atomy's distinctive growth. Success seminars that bridge online and offline realms vividly communicate Atomy's vision to members worldwide, presenting a vision of global success that goes beyond time and space by merging business and culture. The X Project has been initiated to cultivate global leaders and empower active members around the world. Atomy continues to provide unwavering support for success, including the reopening of Songnisan Forest as a hub for the Atomy brand experience. To achieve absolute quality and absolute price, and to ensure commitment to quality from its partners, Atomy provides various support measures for partnering companies, such as cash payment within 1 week from delivery, interest-free operating fund loans, and joint quality management systems, among others. These create a culture of accompanied growth. Atomy is implementing various policies to ensure sustainable coexistence with the Earth. The company promotes resource recycling and environmental restoration through product renewals aimed at zero plastic initiatives, increasing the use of biodegradable plastics and eco-friendly materials, and introducing smart packaging solutions. Atomy's contributions surpass not only its industry and the distribution sector, but also stand at the top level nationally. Over the past 3 years, the company's donation percentage relative to revenue has been 30 times that of the distribution industry, ranking first among Korea's top 500 companies. As a result, it has earned various government awards and certifications, including the Government Award for Sustainable Management, Good Donor Award, Family Friendly Company, and Great Place to Work Korea. Atomy's culture of sharing has expanded beyond national borders, with the company, members, partner companies, and executives actively engaging in social contribution activities worldwide. The company that holds true to its principles while creating a new distribution culture. The company expanding globally with the trust of people around the world. The company that dreams of customer success while moving beyond customer satisfaction. The company that cherishes this spirit. We are proud Atomy.
Okay. Thank you, thank you. CJ,
Yes, now can you hear me?
yes, sir.
Okay. So we're not gonna put anyone on the spot this morning, Navlet. We won't do that. That's not what we're here to do. But we're surely here to inspire and to bring out the greatness in everyone. So I know who were the folks that were on the early bird segment of the call. I know those who came in late, but for those of us who were on the call early this morning, some nuggets fell, lots of nuggets. So I am just going to invite anyone. What might be your nugget? Why not you? Excellent uh, video from our gym run this morning. And so I'm going to open up and invite those of us who have something to share to say. What was that nugget? What resonates with you this morning?
Let me start. There are so many of them, but you can only focus on a few.
Oh,
Um,
I got a belly full, but
yes,
anyway, let's get into it.
yes. My takeaway is that setting goals very important. We can't achieve without having our goals. But in order to achieve these goals, we have to work very hard so that they can be realized. And in addition, on the path to success, we will fall down because there are bumps in the road. But we have to pick ourselves up. We have to ride over these bumps and then continue on our journey in order to reach our destinations. So,
Resolve and commitment. Yes, absolutely. Anyone else? We are lots of nuggets filled this morning. Thank you, Sylvia.
you're most welcome.
Come on, guys. Let's share those nuggets.
Good
What
morning.
did you get this morning?
I will share. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Maria.
Yes, it was amazing. I love Jim Rohn. One of the things that I got from it was when he talked about systems and putting systems in place
Yes.
for your life, developing a schedule for what you do. If it's rising early in the morning and praying before you get your
Gosh.
day started, just set the atmosphere for what your day is going to be about.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I think I'm going to put in place is just to listen to this particular video every day
Mm-hmm.
because it was so inspiring.
Really, yeah.
I feel like if I put this, if I add this to what I'm already doing, to
Mm-hmm.
my prayer, put the Lord first, and just add this after that, in the morning when I get up, while I'm doing my walking or whatever, listen and be inspired, you know. So I love what he said about setting your systems in place. And then he, like what he said about embracing change, because in order for us to move from where we are to a better place, it's going to require change. And we need to be adaptable. He talked about being adaptable to that change, not being stuck. So I love what he said about that. Uh, and I love what he said about freeing yourself from self-imposed limitations ask yourself, okay, how am I limiting myself? And just be determined that you're not going to limit yourself.
Mm.
That was a lot, like you said, there's a tremendous amount
Wow. Yes.
in there, learning from your failures and not being defined by them. Because a lot of times if we get a no from someone or we get 5, 10 no's in a row, we can't allow that to define who we are and to wipe out the goals that we have for ourselves, for our business or whatever it is. So those are some of the things that I got from it.
Thank you, Marie. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Estine or Diane or Mitch or Great, I know the ones who were early this morning. Let me not pick on anyone, but let's talk about those. What did you get? Why not you? Why not you? Thank you, Marie. That was awesome. Anyone else? Well, I got gratitude. That gratitude on the road to success and the road to transformation, being better at what I do, I need to be about gratefulness, gratitude. I got that this morning. Why don't
Yes,
you?
that's a big
Rose? Yes. What
gratitude.
about you, Navlet? What about you?
Yeah, gratitude is a major one because as the Bible said, if we can't be grateful for the little that we have, why should he give us more? So we should always learn to be in a state of gratitude, no matter what it is. But also, I love the whole discipline factor because
Yes. Yes.
that's the biggest thing that holds us back, not having discipline in our home life, in everything that we do. And I notice that all these leaders, as I listen to them, one of the things they all talk about is everything that they do, it's
Yes.
discipline.
Daily
Structure.
discipline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
daily, they do the same thing every day to the point where they don't have to write it down anymore because that subconscious have it recorded. And they go through, they get up in the morning, some get up at 4, some get up at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Lord help me, I can't do the 4 o'clock. I try doing that 5 o'clock, that's a push. 6 o'clock is my time. So, you get up at 6, you do your worship, I get up, I grab my water, that's the first thing I get in, I take my supplements, I go into my worship. And then, go from there. I'm getting back into my exercise, try to go out there and do it. And I'm in the process of making sure I have that structure where I have my to-do list of what I'm going to do for the day. And it's not just work related, everything that you're doing in your home. If you start putting it on a to-do list, it makes your day so much easier. And one of the things they say is stick to your list. No matter what else comes up, stick to that list so you can get what you have done. But it makes a difference once you start doing those things and disciplining yourself. And then when it comes to our business, one of the disciplines we have to do is, okay, like Maria does a great job with her team. And that's what I plan to do with my team, because as I said, that team is gone and I'm rebuilding from here. I want to have a structure with the onboarding. As he talked about your business, when my people as my new people come on, what is it that I'm going to, I want to have the same exact onboarding for everyone that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you do when you come in, so that I want to duplicate myself. So when I'm done training those people and they're bringing on their people, they have the same thing that they're doing. So they're doing it the right way, because I was never taught how to do anything. Someone just signed me up and that was it. And my back office was a mess. I had people here, people in the middle, people all over. Now I've learned, stick to your left side. You put all your people on your left. Everyone is responsible for building their right leg, but you're only putting people on your left side, and on your right side, you're only putting people on your left side on the right. Don't open up anyone else's right leg. So it's a lot, but as we discipline ourselves and we do structure, it matters.
Yes. 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 Navlet, last week we did the 80-20 principle.
Yeah.
Called the Pareto principle, an Italian economist who discovered that there is something to be said about 20% of the world's wealth. 20%, 20%, I'm sorry, 80% of the world's wealth. 80% of the production is always done by 20% of the population. And what we need to be doing here on the Momentum Morning Calls, as we come from morning to morning, is to strive to be always in that 20%. And these nuggets, the gratitude, the discipline, all that we're talking about, these are qualities that we will find showing up always, always, always in that 20%. Yes, we have the 5%, but let's go for the 20%. Why not you? So lots more nuggets. Can we unpack it? And now that we really need to talk about this, because we can't just remain in the 80%. We need to strive for being in that 20% representation.
Mhm.
80% of the success goes to 20% of the population everywhere we go.
No, they go from the 100%. 20% of 100 is doing it. So the other 80% is coming along, or however you want to call it.
Yes, we wanna be in the 20% winning team.
The other
Yeah.
80% are spectators.
Yes,
Yes.
or as Eric Warwick calls it, posers. I love his way of putting it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
You know what I have learned from watching my daughter? Because she has seen me, because I started when I was laid off from my job and I was job hunting, I realized that I was pregnant. And I said, well, I am not going back into corporate America. I'm not going to put my child in daycare after 6 weeks. I'm not doing this. So her dad said, well, I stayed home with her until she was almost 2. And then I said, okay, what am I going to do? She's in her little school during the day, and her dad said, why not do real estate? I said, let me try real estate. I did not like it. I didn't like driving all over the place showing people's home. So then he said, do the other side, which of course I knew nothing about. So I said, what? He said, mortgage. So I did that until the industry collapsed. And then I came over to the network marketing world after when we got introduced to Kangen water and what it did for her health. But I did not realize that all these years of my daughter watching me struggling to build this business and being persistent, you don't know that you're being watched. All the things that she's doing now, let me tell you, Maria can tell you, this child is so disciplined. Oh my God, and so structured. It annoys me. I mean, she is so meticulous, and she's like, Mom, all of this is from watching you. I learned, but she picked it up so well, and I am still struggling to be as disciplined and structured as she is. But she learned from me, so now she's better at all of this than I am at this stage, because they said kids pick up things so quickly at a young stage. And she tells me, Mom, if I didn't see you doing these things, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. So just remember, you're watching. So she's way ahead of me. And that's what we want to see too. Our kids doing better than us as we do, and they come, and we want to make sure the next generation is better and better and better. So she can walk through a door and open her mouth and speak, and she's a better speaker than I am. I'll watch her go wherever, and I'm like, who's this child? Where'd she come from? Let Maria tell you. And she's telling me this is all from me while I'm still here struggling to do these things, but she picked up on it and even did better with it. So as you guys are doing this and you think you're not doing much, if you have kids around you, they're watching and they're learning. And I see a lot of the young people that come into network marketing that also doing well. They'll talk about their parents did it. Like perfect example, I think it was Miles Monroe. I played this video and he talked about his parents. He said they didn't make it too well, but he watched them. He watched his mother did her real estate and whatever. So as you guys are doing this, just remember your kids are paying attention and they're learning from you as well. And you might not make it to the top of the chain, but you have set the foundation for them to take the reins and go from there. You were saying something, Maria?
No, I was just saying, yes, that is so true because they are watching you. And you may think that oh, I tried this, I tried that, I tried this, I tried that. But when your grown kids come back and they tell you, oh, I remember when you did this and you were doing that, and they're so proud of what you've done and you didn't think much of it. So count what you have done. Count what you have done. You are a success. And it's amazing when I speak to Novelette's daughter, I learn. I learn because these young people, they have got it. That it factor, they got it. They are fearless, and a lot of it she got, like she said, she may not realize everything that she got from her mother, but she got a lot from her mother. Your children get a lot from you, so they're watching you. So watch how you're thinking about yourself. What are your thoughts about yourself? You got to believe that you're a winner and that your seed is good, that you're producing good seed, and you all are going somewhere, that you are the platform from which the next generation is going to leap forward from and be catapulted up from. So you've got to think more of what you have accomplished and then seek to perfect that and ask God to perfect those things concerning you, because I had to get on my face on the floor and beg. And then, the Bible says, I've never seen the righteous forsaken nor their seed begging bread. But I literally had to get on the floor before God and ask him, help me to discipline myself more, because I can't stay where I am, And when we watch our youth, it's amazing because they're fearless and they're going forward. They haven't had been knocked around by life as much as we have. But, you just got to get yourself in gear, because they're still watching you at whatever age you are, right? I'm up in my 70s, right? So they are still watching me. My 9-year-old granddaughter watches me. She knows about my business. She knows about my Atomy business, right? And she'll help me with it. So they are watching. Your grandchildren are watching what you're doing. So you don't want to appear to be mediocre. You don't want to talk a game, but you don't do anything about it. You want to be about your business. You want to be about your business because the generations behind you, they're looking to you. They're looking to you. They're looking at you. And so they want to pick up, what is it, when you're running that relay race, you pass the baton to them and they take it and they take off. But yes, it's amazing. I love talking to Ashley. And when Novelette says she's a great communicator, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And so, but most of our children or grandchildren, great grandchildren, you've got to look at them and bring out the gifts that God has in them.
Yes.
You have to do that. And so you need to walk in the spirit of excellency. And so if you don't feel you have it, ask for it from God. He says, we have not because we ask not. Because a lot of times circumstances happen that keep us in a rut, keep us in inertia, going around in a circle, never seem like you're able to get out. But if you ask, it will be given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be answered. And so we really have to take those words seriously and apply them to our lives.
Yeah. And on that same topic, we might not be a fan of the Kardashians, right? But Kim Kardashian, the grandmother, is the one that opened the door for what they're doing now. Now, she didn't live to experience all this wealth, but she's a little woman in the village of, I forgot where they're from. And she was the woman, the one business person in that village. She started her little business and everyone knew her in, I think it's Romania, in the village. She was well known in the village. And I think they were the first one to have a vehicle or whatever because of the grandma. The grandmother opened that door because when she talks, she remembers seeing her grandma. So that's why I brought it up. We do not know what if it's negative, that's what we're leaving the kids. If it's positive, that's what we're leaving them. But it's because of the grandma, what she saw her grandma doing, that was passed on. And now we might not agree with everything that they're doing, but look at where they're at. And she contributes that to the grandma. So you want to be that legacy person they talk about. You might not have made it big time, but you open the door for the next generation because they see you work, they see you struggle, and you keep going. You're teaching them consistency. You're teaching them to be disciplined no matter what. And that's what a lot of these people that have made it, you will hear them talk about this grandma or my mom or whoever they saw. And that gave them that desire and the grit to keep going, to build something. So that's what we're doing here. So we might not make it to the top, but as I said, our kids are watching us, and whatever we do here, that's the legacy we're leaving them. Whether it's good or bad, that's what you're leaving them. So if you're there saying, oh, I'm not going to do this stupid business because it's too hard and I can't do it, that's what they're hearing. But when she was with Verizon, that was her first job. They asked her, how is it that you're so positive and all? Because they had a call every morning. And she said, well, my mom was always listening to all these videos that you guys are playing here. So she's always heard them from a very young stage. And just be mindful. This is why I brought it up after this whole Jim Rohn thing. Just be mindful of what you're doing around your kids and grandkids, because that's what they're going to pick up. That's what's going to be instilled in them. And we want to make the next generation better than us. So that's it for me with this topic this morning. I'm done.
And Novelette, it's funny that you should say that Novelette, Ashley said, when she was asked that question, she said, oh, the recordings and videos that you listen to. Mm-hmm. Because as we were listening to Jim Rohn earlier, I was saying, I gotta let my granddaughter, she's 9, but she needs this. Mm-hmm. She needs that video. She needs that recording. She needs it. Why not? Look at what she'll be gaining early on. So yes, not only that, but of course we all need the gospel first, but she needs, videos regarding the gospel, but we have to set the atmosphere for them. We have to give them what we see that they're going to need. If we're looking at this society, we see what's going to be needed. If we hear good news, let's share it. Yeah. Share it with your adult children. Share it with your family, because we're builders.
Yeah. Because I'm now sharing, my niece is 16. And my sister, they're in the church and all, but that's about it. So I start sharing these things with her. I'm sending her all these videos now, and because I want these things to get into her, because these kids are bombarded with so much negativity. Yes. So we have to start reprogramming their mind with the positive stuff. And I know times ago, and I saw a video of this young mom. She's a single mom with her little son, and he was like 5. And every morning she had him reciting these positive, my mind just went, positive affirmation. And, talking about I'm this and I'm that, and he's going through the whole thing. Of course, she said, they do their worship first and all. And I said, oh my gosh, he's 5 and he can say, and he was saying them with such power and vigor. I said, there's nothing that's going to stop this kid. And we have to do powerful affirmation with our kids as well. We have to reprogram those negativity out of them. So anyway, I know this is a Tommy call, so let me stop here. So yes, let's get back to the program. But great gym room. Maybe we'll finish it tomorrow. And I will post it in the chat.
You know, Novlet, I swear that if there is a major nugget that we could extract from this morning's engagement, is the cliche here that you are being watched. And I say this in the most purposeful way, as as we come on these calls and as we are about the network marketing business, not necessarily the easiest thing to do. The family, they're watching us. And you know why the family is watching us? They are just waiting to hear, I give up.
Mhm.
They are watching and they're waiting to see how long you will endure.
Yeah.
Is she going to quit? And so just to encourage everyone on the call this morning, whatever it is that you're doing, and you're going through your own struggles, uh, your own issues, you know, it's part of the process. But we just need to be aware that they're watching us. And they sometimes they're even hoping that we will give up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because to see daddy struggle, to see mommy struggle, they see the pain. And oftentimes with a good heart, they're just wanting for us to just give it up and try something else.
Mhm.
But we are in the spotlight and we are being watched. And I want to just encourage us just to be mindful of that. And also that if you're going down the wrong road, if you're doing it wrong, quickly just get it right. Get it right. Fix what needs to be fixed. Now that you spoke about the disciplined approach to doing the business, there are all these nuggets. Why do we have momentum mornings? Because we need to be informed. We need to be equipped. We need to know our back office. We need to know the products. So get it right. Those fundamentals so you can do the business properly. But above all things, don't quit. So I'm happy for moments like these because it reminds me that CJ, they're watching you with the things I say, the things I do, my consistency. So I got to be in the winning lane. I got to do this thing. We have to do this thing. So the most important nugget I'm taking away from this is we are being watched.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah. And when it comes to the business, don't get all down and bothered that your family member and friends are not doing it. My sister did nothing for years. My sister's just now in the past 2 years using my products, sharing it with, people from her church. All that time, she never looked at the product line. She never offered to try anything. When I asked her to share it, her excuse was, oh, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And then she started using it. Then she started sharing. And she would never come to me when she had health issues. She would go to others. And then one day she came to me and said, what do you have for this? I'm not feeling so great. I was so shocked. I almost fell to the floor. And that's how it started. So they watch you for a long time before they do anything. Now she buys,
That's right.
number, she has her own ID. She buys, and when she places her order, she'll do like a group order for people from her church. She'll just find out what it is that they want. She'll let them know I'm going to be placing an order, and she'll do a large group order and disperse the products to them. And she's had a health event at her church for 5 years. I think this year is 6 years. And last year was the first time I got an invite to it. She never invited me. I would hear about it. My niece would tell me, and I'm like, wow. Last year she invited me. That's how it is. Because now, she sees me as this person. She'll call me for health issues, with questions or whatever. But it takes them a while to really validate you. So just don't take an offense to it. Everybody in this industry will tell you. Eventually, they will come around as they see you being consistent and you're helping people
Yes.
and they're seeing other people calling you and so forth. They watch you for a long time before they do anything.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So,
And we must always remember that no doesn't necessarily mean no. No oftentimes means not now.
yep.
Not
So,
now.
yes. So let's get into, where are we?
Miss Novelet,
Yes, ma'am.
may I?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, all these introductions, they have really impacted me. And I always make a list of them because there are times when I always go back and listen to them.
Mhm,
I just want to endorse what you said about children. They
mhm.
live what they learn. So we have to be the examples, we have to be their role models, we have to be their heroes. Now, I there are times, when I must confess that, as I said already, and I will keep on repeating, I'll fall down flat on my face. But then I see the need to get up, like Maya Angelou said, I rise.
I love
And
that.
I must say I'm very thankful to God, Brother Vinell, leaders like Mr. CJ, Miss Novelet, Miss Carol. I don't remember the names of everybody, but Nick and all of you for the unity that we share among us as family. You guys were my guiding light. You're my push factors and my tower of strength. Because of you guys, I realized that all is not lost. So, with your guidance, your shared experiences, I had prospects, but last night, Brother Vinell was there with one of my prospects. She listened in each day as much as she can because she lives in Texas, really. But she listened, and she became a member last night.
Yay, yeah.
I'm so
Yeah,
happy.
I know CJ like hearing that.
of course. And I just want to interject real quick, Sylvia, and to everyone else on the call, that the leaders are here, the prospects are here, the guests, everyone is here, and the conversation is what does it. So a lot of heavy lifting, Sylvia, is done here. Believe me, folks have come on this call. I just merely invited them, and they listen. They hear the conversation. They hear about the him, the fermented noni, and the next thing I'm doing, I'm placing orders. The next thing I know that, oh, I want to join this thing. So utilize momentum mornings. Invite
Yeah.
folks to come here, and if they can, because people are working. But yes, Sylvia, and it's going to happen. Just be patient. What you don't do is you just don't quit.
Yes,
All right.
I'm working on it. Trust me, I'm working on it.
Mhm.
And then my sister, she she has a lot of ailments, unfortunately. I don't remember for how long, I didn't even remember to ask her, but she complains so often. And I share my experience with her, showcase my products, and so on. So she decided that she wants to be a part of what I'm sharing in there. So I placed an order for her. She had kidney problems, blood pressure, migraine, name it. The other morning, I always follow up. So I called her the other morning, like 3 weeks now since she has been on these products. And she said, I'm not feeling any pain again. I said, what? Yes, she said it. And I keep on asking her every morning, how is she feeling? No pain, the pain is gone. So she shared it with a friend of hers, and the difference, no, this is unbelievable. What she said, she's going to watch it a little more. That's a friend. And then she'll become a part of whatever we are doing. So again, I'm going to say thanks for you guys helping me, and with you being there, and with my strong determination and my sense of purpose and my mindset goal, I know I'm going to achieve. Thank you very much for listening.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Good. All right, so this morning, let me go back into the US Mall. I wanted to touch on a product we don't normally talk about much. I know we like to hear about Hemoheme all the time, but we got to showcase all the other products. So this morning, oh guys, I post that video in the chat for those who want it, the Jim Rohn.
What is his surname, Miss Noblet?
Jim Rohn.
How do you spell his surname?
It is, I think it's Rohn.
Okay, all right, thanks.
But the video's in the chat. If you click on it, the
No
link,
problem.
yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
all right. Okay, thanks.
So this eye supplement here, we've had many testimonials on this product. I remember back, there were a few people, one particular one where someone said they had lost their license, an older person, that's up in the age, because of the night vision. And how many of us have a problem with our night vision or know people that cannot drive at night because they cannot see properly? We have a product here that's going to help. Actually, we have 2 eye supplements. So there's a short video I want to show on that. It's very short, and then we can talk about it. And then I wanted to, sorry, wrong. Something else that we discussed last week. So here it goes.
Are your eyes healthy? Because of the smartphone and computer and environment, these things damage our eyes. I prepare health supplement for eyes. This is one of my favorite health supplement. That is eye routine. One day, I used the camera. When I zoom it, I cannot see the object clearly. My eyesight became blurred. That's because I started to take the eye routine. After I took the lutein for 2 weeks, one day I unintentionally brought my camera again. When I zoom it, I can see the object clearly. This routine is really good. It will make your eyesight clear. Macular is a component of eye. Macular is a part of the retina at the back of the eye. It is only about 5 mm across, but is responsible for all of our central vision, most of our color vision, and the fine detail of what we see. Because of the environment factor, aging and disease, the density of the macular falls. Macular degeneration. Due to the degradation of the central macular, vision is lost, and the center of the vision darkens and becomes blurred. We should keep the density of the macular normal. Main ingredient of Atomy lutein. First, lutein. Second, vitamin A. Third, zinc. Fourth, berry extraction. Lutein make macular pigment and density normal. Vitamin A is a nutrient for a visual aid in dark places. When you drive in the Philippines in the nighttime, your eyes is really tired. Sometimes there's high beam and dark. There's sometimes dog and cat and chickens. Our eyes are very tired. We need this Atomy lutein. Zinc is for normal function of the immune. It is necessary for normal cell division. Aside from that, we have 20% of the berry extraction. It is all good for the eyes. This Atomy lutein is good for those who experience vision decline due to aging, those who drive at night and like to watch TV, work on computer for a long time, those who are exposed to the UV light, or those who are concerned with the vision health. Atomy lutein is really good. One Atomy lutein is 1,570 pesos. Good for 3 months. It has 90 soft gel. If we divided 1,570, 90 per piece is 17.4 pesos. Please go to the pharmacy. You ask, how much is a lutein? Usually 40 pesos, 50 pesos. We call it absolute quality and absolute price. Let's keep our eyes healthy with the Atomy lutein. Of all the senses, sight must be the most delightful, Helen Keller said. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
So that's an excellent product for us to be sharing with our customers. It really does help with that night vision. Lots of testimonies on it. And I'm sure all of us here know people that tell you, oh, I can't drive at night. I can't go out at night. So their life is limited because if there's something that they really want to go to at night, they can't leave the house unless someone's going to pick them up. I know I don't want to live that way. And I'm sure, I don't think there's any of us here that would want to have our lives reduced to that, all these health issues that's taking over our lives. So share this product with your customers. It works. It really does work with that night vision. And then we also have, where's the other one? We do have two. And then we have this one as well. Now, this one is geared more towards, as they say, you know, if you're on the computer a lot with the blue screen. And it does have the zinc and the vitamin A as well. But this really helps with those who are around the computer a lot, all the time. So we have two eye supplement. Utilize them, please. It really works. And even for yourself, as we get older, we start losing the lutein in our eyes because that's nutrients. And most of us are nutrient deficient. That's why a lot of us start, you know, having issues where we're not seeing properly. I need to get back on it because there was a time when I wasn't wearing my glasses and now I have to go back to wearing my glasses to read. I only need my glasses for reading. So I need to get back on it. So guys, try the product. Now, any questions on the lutein? Okay, guess not. Now I also
No plate. Yeah, you mentioned that two eye products. So we take both of them, right? The other one is, what did it? LUAX, Luxanthin, something like that. So we take both of them.
You take both?
No, I'm asking.
You can, because they're because this one is really focused on the blue lights. You know, we watch a lot of TV, we're on the computer a lot. This one really helps with that. So like I know someone that their person has cataract. I say try both of them and see what it's going to do together. Well, this one here and over here. I don't know why they're not next to each other.
So is it it would be, well, I mean, maybe you don't know what I'm asking still. Would it be okay if you have surgery on your eye and you have or taken out your cataract? Will it be okay for you to take both of them?
Listen, I would try. If I was told I had cataract issue, I would take both.
No, if you had done surgery on it, I've gotten rid of the cataract.
But remember this: the surgery just took off the cataract that's growing over your eyes. But they didn't really go to the root cause to stop it from growing back, right?
Okay, I get you. I get you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for your info.
Welcome. And that's one thing we need to remember. You know, people always say, oh, I had surgery and it's gone. Like, perfect example, cancer patients. Oh, I had surgery, they removed this or they removed my breast or whatever. That does not mean it's gone. They're just removing what they can see with the naked eye. But what about the other cancer cells that's floating around in your body? Because if you had that one that grew to that mass there, that means there are others. That's why people always end up, they cut off body parts or whatever, and then the cancer pops up someplace else because they're not going to the root cause. And that's where heme comes in. where it goes to the root cause of your problem through detoxification. It's going in, it's cleansing your blood, it's doing all that. It's basically going in and sweeping everything out of your body. That's how hemoheme works. So then your body can take over, because if your blood is clean, the blood goes every place. As the Bible said, the life is in the blood. So it's cleaning everything, doing its job, assisting your body. So then your body can take over by going to the root cause. Now your NK cells are activated, which are your natural killer cells, which goes around eating cancer cells. That's what we need in our bodies. So go into the root cause of the problem. And then add in these other products, because we've even had individuals where just taking that hemoheme, their eyes got better, because guess what? It cleaned up what was causing the blockage.
Okay.
Yeah. So along with your hemoheme, you take that. Now, I did say I got my shampoo this weekend, and I was going to use it and tell you guys, give you my feedback on it. So I used it. I got this set this weekend, and I used it. I liked it, but I will still say my preference is the Absolute for me, for my hair type. Now let's go down. As I was looking on the website this weekend, I noticed something. I don't know if you guys pay attention, but they show the difference right here under this product. And I'm getting my mouse. I know Nick is going to say, you got to get that mouse going. Someone stole my mouse, so Nick sent me one that's not compatible, but I have to buy the attachment for it. So let's go here. So they're showing the difference. So here, anti-hair loss, repair, moisture. These two are for moisture. And then it shows the scalp care. So I would recommend that everyone goes into the Korean site and get the difference with the shampoo sets. Oh, let me move this from the other way. Sorry. So this one is protein intensive shampoo, which is the one I was going to try originally. So I will try this next, but I still prefer, out of what I have used, I still prefer the Absolute. I love what the conditioner, and you will always hear me say, I absolutely love what the conditioner does for my hair. It gives my hair more bounce. Now I do have, let me turn my camera on. I do have some shine. If you guys can, why is it blocking it out? Strange. Okay. All right. Let me use my phone, because I do have my phone on. Let me mute myself here. Oh, wait. Are you guys seeing? Why is it still muted?
We can see
Can
you,
you-
that. We can see you.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my hair. I don't know if you can see the shine to it.
Yes.
So it's not bad. It gives it a nice shine and a nice feel, but it feels pretty good. And I roll the treatment onto my scalp. It gives you a nice, cool, tingling sensation. So that I like, but it's not bad. If I had to give it a score for me, for my hair, I would give it an 8 or a 9. Now I give the Absolute a 10. So since I have this, I will continue to use it. But also, guys, keep in mind that I did highlight my hair a while back. Let me mute myself. I'm going to mute myself and go back to the computer so there's not all this echo. Yes, so I did highlight my hair a few years back, which really damaged my hair and made it really, really extremely dry. So it's coming back. So I keep that in mind when I'm using the products. Like Maria, she said her daughters use the Absolute and they absolutely love it. When I was saying the shampoo was making my hair a bit dry, but then I found out from our cosmetologist when Atomy is because my hair was stripped. So I'm sure my results would have been better if I didn't have that condition that I'm dealing with. My hair is almost back to where it needs to be. So I am going to try this one next. Not the herbal. Now, for me, I did not like the herbal. But I want to try this one next. The protein intense, because I think that might have what I need to really bring my hair back to 100%. So 8 or a 9 for me, because I like the shine, I like the feel and all that. So anyone else here have tried any of the shampoo or conditioner set? No? Okay. Now, this weekend for me, we went out doing our street ministry at my church. And while I was there, one of the young lady came up to me and she said, you know, I asked you this before about what it is that you do. And you told me briefly. She said, I'm having some health challenge, so I want to talk to you about it. So I gave her my number and then I called her after I got home and relaxed a bit. This is what I talked about on the call with you. I think it was last week. I mentioned us women of childbearing age, we're not replenishing our bodies after we've had our babies. That's her challenge. She had no health issues until after she had her son 6 years ago. So she's been dealing with her health challenge now for 6 years. She has edema, which she said came on during, I think, the last trimester of her pregnancy. Dehydration, she was dehydrated and it never went away. She has thyroidism. She was diagnosed with thyroidism and, you know, which is autoimmune. So she's had some autoimmune issues she's dealing with. And she has to wear, she's been wearing compression socks all this time and she's younger than me. I believe she's in her 40s. High blood pressure, she has basically taken care of that. She said, I wasn't taking those blood pressure medications. So she's taking care of that. You know, she keeps it normal. And what are some other challenges she's dealing with? So, of course, I started her on my water yesterday at church because I always, water is my first go-to. So I gave her my Kangen water. And then we have an appointment for me to meet with her and her husband because she wants her husband there on Thursday. So I'm going to go over the whole Atomy line with her. And she's very open. She's like, whatever you say, you know, because I want to get my health back in check. And she's asking me about, you know, our diet. She's like, you know, I watch you and your daughter and, you know, and I see your daughter's always posting these healthy things. So I need help in how to eat and all that. So as we said, people are watching. So I'm going to go over everything with her on Thursday. And of course, she's going to be on heme. And now for thyroidism, we spoke about it last week too. And all the deficiency of vitamin D, which we have, selenium, zinc, we have all these wonderful products where the plant calcium is going to be a big help for her. We have the vitamin D and all these other great products that we have. But as I said, all of her health challenges started during her pregnancy and continue from there. And of course, she's gained some weight, which she's having a struggle to lose because of the autoimmune issues that she's dealing with. So when I mentioned to her about building the body up, she said, this is the first time I'm ever hearing that. No one ever said that to me. And of course, you know, she's American. And I said, well, in the Caribbean, that's what we do. Women are taught to build your body up after you've had a child or even when you're pregnant, let me tell you, those old folks are making sure you're eating right. They're telling you, you need to eat this. I remember when I was pregnant, this lady said to me, this older lady from my church said, what kind of brain food are you giving that baby? And I said, what do you mean? She said, what are you feeding the baby? I said, whatever I'm eating. She's like, what are you eating? I said, well, I'm doing a lot of carrot juice and I'm doing Irish mosh. I'll go down. She's like, okay, you're doing good. So they make sure that you're eating right when you're pregnant too. So, it is great for us that's on here as you meet these younger couples or young ladies that's of childbearing age, talk to them about these things too, because they're not being educated on the fact that whatever condition your body's in, that's what you're carrying that baby in. And if you do not have all the nutrients to pass on to that baby, they don't care about you. They're going to take everything from you. And then you're going to end up with health challenges after, because they must have these nutrients to develop into healthy babies. And they're going to take all that they can take from you. So also be aware of that as you meet with these young families that are looking to have kids, or even they've already had, educate them on it. I don't know if Maria has anything to chime in on there with the thyroidism, or anyone else.
No, well, they're just two different kinds. There's hyper,
Mm-hmm.
and there's hypo. Hyper, they're both can be dangerous, but hemohim helps with both of them. The hypo is when you're really, really, really tired. You may be feeling sick. The hyper, you have a lot of anxiety. Some of you may be familiar with that, but it's really prevalent in women, especially. And it probably does have something to do with childbirth as well, too. Why you get depleted. But I know that with my hypothyroidism, I believe it was attached to having a leaky gut, which means that we need to be taking our probiotics. So since I've been taking my probiotics and hemohim, everything that I've been doing for my health, I haven't had the issues, because I used to be so tired I couldn't get out of the bed. I mean, for weeks at a time. You're just tired, you don't feel well, your hair starts thinning. You can look at people with hypothyroidism, because if you look at them, their eyebrows on the end almost disappear. And also you just look dead under the eyes, and your skin looks dead. Your nails get brittle and begin to split. So you don't want to have that. So hemohim helps with that. But taking the probiotics, the spirulina, staying alkaline on the inside of the body, the probiotics and the enzyme, anything that's going to help your digestion is going to help to alleviate and shut down that hypo or hyperthyroidism.
Mm-hmm. And that leaky gut is no joke. A lot of people are coming down with that as well. So, yeah. And as Maria said, you're not going to have the nutrients you need in your body if you have that leaky gut, because it's not staying in, it's spilling out.
And what happens is, Novelette, is that anything in your body that you take that has that's detrimental, like all of the extra ingredients and the binders, toxins, pesticides, herbicides that our foods have been sprayed with. When you eat your food, it goes into the body. But if you have a leaky gut, a lot of those chemicals and poisons they're going to get in the bloodstream, and they're going to go and attach themselves to a receptor in whatever organ,
Yeah.
So like my thyroid, it attached to my thyroid, and that helped to produce a problem. I also had a parathyroid issue, so it was just a lot going on. So we want to. Atomy is a godsend, so I thank God for it, because I up and I'm about and have been so pretty much ever since I started with Atomy, with the hemohim and taking my probiotics, my vitamin D. Everything works together. Your B complex, all of that works together. That vitamin C, which helps everything work work together well, kind of synchronizes everything. So it's really important to just go to the doctor, get your profile, see where you may have a deficiency. Selenium is a big culprit with thyroid issues. You don't have enough selenium if you're selenium deficient. So we want to make sure that we're taking our multivitamins, our color food multivitamins. We want to make sure that you got, just taking the supplements to avoid things from happening.
Yeah. So again,
Now,
for any thyroid deficiency, iodine, vitamin D, selenium, zinc, and we have all these here on the website. And of course, as Maria said, you want to have that probiotic and that enzyme going. Okay, I heard someone was about to say something because we're at 8.
Odie.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to piggyback on Marie. As she was saying, that thyroid, it is really the living of the body, the
Mhm.
life of the body.
Yeah.
The thyroid is just like an engine. It's the engine in the body. And we must do all we can to keep it healthy. Because without that, like she said, you are just like dead. That hemohim is God's gift. I was off my feet for at least a year before the hemohim. And as she said, it attacks your eyes. It attacks your your hair. It attacks your legs because your legs are always cold. Your feet is always cold. But that hemohim brings you back in balance. But you must really try to reduce the stress. Reduce that stress. And then this way, it will not attack the thyroid. Because once it's gone, you're going to always have to be taking something to keep it built up because now there's no engine in the body. And also, as she was saying with the eye lutein, if there's something going on with the eyes, do the brown box. That is the stronger one. The blue one is just to maintain. Both of them are very good because I have had customers that comes back and tell me they had the floaters, they had the double vision, and with the blue box, it didn't do anything. She said, but it maintained me. She said, but when you gave me that brown box, everything went away. So you do not have to take both of them. If something is going on, just take the brown box. These products are wonderfully made. And that's what I love about the Atomy products. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the other one, the L'Occitane, is really to protect your eyes if you spend a lot of time on the computer. If you know you're on the computer all day or you're around TV all day, that's to protect your eyes from that light, that blue light that comes from the screen. So that's really protection for your eyes, because I remember when it came out, that's what they were talking about a lot, the videos, protecting your eyes. So if you're, especially if your job is where you're on the computer all day, that's protection. But yes, that brown one is the one I've always heard with the night vision and all that. So,
And you can take, if you have hyperthyroidism, that's usually associated with Graves' disease, and that's going to affect your eyes. So the eye lutein and lecithin is really good. Either one of, well, the brown box basically, but both of them, because I take both of them. Because if you notice that your eyes, if you notice people that have bulging eyes and like what's the commentator that had a show, I can't think of her name, but she has hyperthyroidism and her eyes got really, really big. Can't think of her name, but Wendy Williams. Yes. Yes, to see how the condition of her eyes, if you've seen in some of the news releases concerning her, that's because of hyperthyroidism. And so we do have our 2 eye products help with that, to control that.
yeah.
So.
So someone asked for thought, what should you take? Definitely the hemoheme, because one of my ladies, she's down south. She had the throat one, and she was on it a little after a year, it went away. Of course, she takes all the other products. So she's on the vitamin C, the B complex, the plant calcium and all, but you want to make sure you incorporate that hemoheme. along with it, along with the other products, because as I said, they said for any type of thyroid deficiency, vitamin D, selenium, zinc, iodine, so you know, the plant calcium, the B, the D3, and as Maria said, mentioned that you want to make sure you're taking care of your gut health and the eye supplement. Definitely heme. I always say heme along with the other products.
And as we get older, our eyes, we begin to lose a lot of nutrients from our eyes. So we also want to make sure you take the omega-3.
Yes,
You
definitely.
need that for your eyes.
Yes, omega definitely helps with your eyes. And that's why we have that as a part of our staple supplements that you should be taking.
Excuse me, I have a question on that. For the eyes, would that help if your eyes are real dark? You got the darkness up under your eyes. Would that help clear it up?
Oh, you're talking about under your eyes.
Under the eyes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where the skincare comes in, and also dehydration will cause that too.
And also, you know, you just want to make sure, take our rhodiola milk thistle
Yes.
as
The
well.
milk- Okay.
Oh, yeah, for the liver, because sometimes it can be a liver issue.
Oh, okay.
Or a kidney. Or
Okay,
diabetes.
Mhm.
So yeah, so you know, but you know, go to your doctor, find out where you are, what's going on, make sure you know you just want to get somewhere to start from, so you can see where to begin to work. Why am I having the darkness under my eyes? Is it just simply what they call hereditary, which could mean that there's a mitochondrial deficiency going on in there? Or is it, you know, because of my kidney, my liver, or is it diabetes, or whatever? You want to get to the root of it, but it's always good to get a good baseline health checkup. You know, get all your get your selenium checked, your vitamin D, get all of those tests done. See where your levels are, your blood sugar level, all of that.
Because a lot of these doctors are not testing, they just do basics. So you want to make sure you request these things. You want to see where you're nutrient deficient. You need a doctor that's going to do that, because most of these doctors are not doing that. And then they give you a clean bill of health, but you're still having health challenges. So do your due diligence. Doesn't matter how much you love your doctor. If they're doing these tests on you, they are not helping you. And also,
Thank you.
if they do all these tests and there's no liver issue, there's no kidney issue, there's none of that, then you can go to how much water I'm drinking. And I noticed I was getting that recently, and I'm like, because for some reason I tend to slack off a little bit during the winter. And once I stepped up with my water and start doing a lot of the fruits that's loaded with liquid, you know, the grapes, the pineapple, the cucumbers, all of that, it went away. So that can also be a part of it if you don't have any health challenges going on.
Right, or you don't get enough sleep. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, and make sure you're not. And let them check your iron and make sure you're not anemic.
Yeah. So yeah, it can be different factors. But you want to make sure you get rid of all the health challenges first, and then if everything comes back perfectly, then you know, okay, I need to step up over this area with what you can do. So yeah. Miss Veronica, I sent you my number. All righty. So great call today. Any other questions before we go? Did everyone get the Jim Rohn's video if you're interested in having it? Let me post the video. I will share that iVideo as well, because I know not everyone is on the Momentum Morning WhatsApp page. Yeah, post it there as well.
Good morning. Thank you for that information.
You're welcome. Okay, so I just shared the iVideo as well. Yeah. If you guys want to take that video and save it, you click on it and it will open up to in your WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, I just saved mine in my WhatsApp.
okay, great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So thank you, everyone. Oh, can I get, okay. So we got all the messages in the chat. Thank you for all 31 that came today. Hopefully you guys walk away learning something new that you can share. But keep that iVideo because you might need it at some point. It's also in the Momentum Morning WhatsApp chat. Okay. So that's it. No